Good morning, it's Barbara. It is already hot out. Okay. But I'm going anyway. Look what I did yesterday. Maybe I should have cut these strawberries in half. I'm not sure. But they're going to soak for a good long time. I'm not sure if I put enough strawberries in each one. It might be sort of a light concoction of strawberry gin this year. We'll see. Good morning, it's Barbara. Thank you for joining me for coffee. I forgot my lipstick again. Oh, well. I'm not going back in. So as you saw, I did go and get the strawberries. I looked for rhubarb, but they didn't have any picked at the moment, and I decided not to wait. So I only have strawberries. There's a pot of strawberries on the stove, just ready for Dennis to turn on the heat and turn it into strawberry jammy stuff. More like preserves. It's not sort of thickened with anything. It's just cooked down. So I don't know what you call it. We call it strawberry sauce usually, actually, because we have it on our cheesecake. The girls and I are out here, but there is not a breath of moving air out here, and it is not particularly comfortable, even in the shade. That's too bad. So anyway, good morning. I did not do any knitting last night. I was just, vegging. I did do my exercises, however, and the thing that was so crazy to me was my knee doesn't hurt as much. So now I'm feeling super foolish because, of course, I'm a procrastinator, and, I had it in my mind that physical therapy probably wouldn't help. And so I got that prescription in February. I got it when I got that shot in my arm that didn't work. And after one day, it's like a chiropractor, and now you're better, I mean, I'm not all better, but it was definitely improvement. I was very surprised. Happy. Very happy. But I did my exercises last night. So my errands yesterday were go buy a yoga mat, go get gin, and then go get the strawberries. And that's what I did. And it amazingly only took me about an hour and 10 minutes. And I'm a little bit out in the country. And the strawberries are a little bit out in the country the other way. Anyway, I was surprised how quickly I got everything done. There were no hiccups. No lines at the checkout. No, So. But last night, when I was thinking about going upstairs and working in my room to make room for my yoga mat on the floor, I thought, gee, I wonder if I could do these exercises on the couch. I can't. And I got to tell you, exercises done on the couch while I'm watching TV and not being bothered by my dogs are much more highly likely to be done than the exercises I've got to do on the floor in my craft room. So I did not unroll my yoga mat, and I might have bought the yoga mat for no good reason. Because I will continue to do them on the couch if that's more comfortable for me. Because I'm much more likely to do them downstairs. Now, my arm exercises I can do downstairs. It uses a rubber band thingy he gave me, and I did them no problem. And then I did my leg exercises. So I was pretty happy with myself one day in a row. We'll see how I do between today and my next appointment, which is on Tuesday. Christy will be here on Tuesday. But it's only half an hour. So anyway, I was very happy with my results from my physical therapy and encouraged. Very much encouraged. So that's good. And I did my strawberry gin, as you saw, which means Dennis and I sat down and hauled strawberries before walk yesterday. After I brought them back, we decided to just sit down and do it. And so basically half of what I got a flat of quarts, and not over full. I noticed the quarts were not, they weren't rounded in any way. But we each hauled 4 quarts, and we each kept our 4 quarts. Of course, I ate some of his when I wanted strawberries for dinner, like dessert. So he's going to make his strawberry sauce today, and I plan to go get another flat of strawberries in the very near future to put up more jars of the strawberry gin, and to see if they have rhubarb, and for a dentist maybe to put up more jars of strawberry sauce, because he puts it in the freezer and it's really nice. He puts them in these little tiny jam jars that are just maybe a half a cup, 6 ounces at the most, but he puts them in the freezer. And so on the occasions when he makes a cheesecake or something that goes really well with this fruit sauce, he gets it out, but he makes it no sugar added. Not that it isn't full of carbs, it is, because the strawberries have some carbs, but berries are on our list of fruits that we can eat, in moderation. So yeah, so I will be getting more strawberries, and putting up more strawberry gin, and maybe be able to get some rhubarb and put up strawberry rhubarb, or just plain rhubarb. There you go. But I didn't do much else yesterday. But I say that like I wasn't busy from the minute I got out of bed, which I sat in bed and drank my coffee. As soon as I talked to you, I was busy till 3:30 or 4, so it's not like I didn't do anything. I ran around the store, I hauled strawberries, I walked the dogs, I fed the dogs, what else did I do? I don't know. But anyway. But in the evening, I just sat and watched TV. I watched a new show on Netflix called The Woman, Sarah, S-A-R-A, The Woman in the Shadows. And she's like an spy. And in the first episode, her son, who she's been very estranged from since he was a child, is hit by a car. And so she starts investigating that. And she kind of solves that in the first episode. I think I only watched 2 episodes. She kind of solves that in the first episode, but then her friend, who's like in charge of the spy people, asks her to do something else, and kind of blackmails her into doing something for her off the books. And so that's where I was. I enjoyed it, but I only watched 2 episodes. I don't know. George Galloway, I don't know if you know who he is. He's a UK politician / podcaster. He was a former politician, Scottish. I don't know who he represented, though. And he was in Parliament for a very short time during, all the hoo-ha going on around Sunak, and I don't know. Anyway, he's a former politician now, and he does a podcast anyway. I follow him on Twitter. And he claims that Department Q is the best thing ever on Netflix. So I'm tempted to go back and keep watching it, even though I did watch the Danish version of that. It's based on mysteries or detective stories from a Danish writer. So I might go back to that. We'll see. I don't mind, you know, acerbic, sarcastic, snarky detectives, and that's apparently what this guy is. So we shall see. But anyway, meanwhile, that's what I did last night, and no knitting. But I was, you know, talking about, I really do feel like I want some kind of adventures or do something. And we had taken a cruise on the J&E Riggins, which is a sailing ship that sails around Penobscot Bay in Maine. And we had done this 7 or 8 years ago. And I really enjoyed it. It was very much outdoors, so it seems like it would be something that worked during COVID. But Dennis wasn't keen on it. He enjoyed it, but he didn't necessarily, he wasn't keen on the idea. However, they have 2 knitting cruises. One at the beginning of August, which unfortunately I cannot go to because it's right before my Nana week, Nana camp week with the girls. Has Bristol Ivy on the cruise, and it's a knitting cruise with Bristol Ivy, which would be very fun. But I am on the wait list for a cruise in September, the beginning of September. I can't remember the woman's name. I want to say Margaret Rutherford, but she's an old British actress. But it's Margaret something. I'll put it down below because I'll look it up and put it down below. But anyway, it's a 6-day sailing on a sloop, I don't know kind of ship it is, but it's a sailing ship around Penobscot Bay. And I'm pretty sure it's Margaret something. And it's a knitting cruise. And I'm thinking, I got on the wait list for that. I'll have to go by myself because Dennis won't want to go. So I'll have to pay extra for, you know, a room by myself. But I'm on the wait list because it sounds like fun and something I would want, something to look forward to. And yeah. I don't know whether I actually take the spot that, if a spot opens up or not, I'll see. But it got me thinking about it anyway. So I'll put it down below, a link to that ship and the name of the woman. She's famous. Ugh. My memory's terrible. I told you about the sort of little snippet of information, fun fact that was sent to me by Laura, that listening to birds is good for our physical calmness and well-being, because, you know, all through the hundreds of thousands of years of our evolution, the sound of birds has been an indication that it's probably safe out there and you could calm down and relax. And I thought that was a wonderful thing. And thank you, Laura, for sending me that. And, you know, whether it's true or not, you know, who knows? But it makes sense to me. Now, in fiction, it's always this telltale sign when it's quiet that bad things are going to happen. Now, it's not, you know, 100% that the birds recognize danger for human beings. But anyway, apparently they've measured that body reaction, and I believe it. So sitting here listening to the birds, I did not Merlin again. That's what happens, because if I start inside, I can't Merlin. Those of you with Merlin, you can tell me, what are we listening to? But meanwhile, I will put the link to the J&E Riggin and the name of the woman in September, in case anyone is interested. I discovered the J&E Riggin by watching a podcast for I can't remember her name, but she was Highland handmaid. She was a dyer. She dyed fiber and yarn. I think it was called Highland Handmaid, from the Highlands of Maine. And this was years ago. And I think she did a little dyeing thing on one of these cruises, and that's how I heard about the J&E Riggin. So that was a very long time ago. She's not dyeing anymore, but I still follow her. But I don't remember her name. She's 360 something on Instagram, and I follow her. My memory's terrible. Anyway, that's how I learned about J&E Riggin. And of course, we went on one of these cruises. It wasn't a knitting cruise. It was just around Penobscot Bay. But, you know, I'm on their email list now, and so I get emails from them. The crew has changed. The ownership of the J&E Riggin has changed, so it won't be, you know, none of the people will be the same people if I go in September. But it was pretty relaxing, even though I got a rash all over my body. I don't know what that was from. Nobody. One other person got a little bit of rash on their arm, and I got it kind of all over my body. And we were just on the ship. I did not come in contact with any, like, plant life during that thing. I mean, we did get out on a beach. We did get out in a village. But, you know, I wasn't tramping around in the grass or anything. So I don't know where it came from. But anyway, I told Dennis, well, if I do this, I'm taking a lot of my own Benadryl. Luckily, a couple of nurses were on that thing, and they had Benadryl. So I'm taking my anti-itch spray and my Benadryl in case there's something on that ship I'm allergic to. But anyway, something to look forward to. I didn't put any money down or anything. I just got on the list. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, I'm going to go because I got to go do my physical therapy with Brian. I'm bringing him a mask. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please stay safe and stay sane.